What's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into something new. So I decided to rank some of the viral makeup products from TikTok in my collection and tell you if I agree that they should be viral or not and my personal experiences with them. So without further ado, let's get into it. Cause girl, y'all know they make stuff viral on TikTok every 20 minutes. So like, 20 minutes from now, all this stuff will be irrelevant. But anyway, now that I guess it's somewhat relevant, because some of it I feel like still isn't, anyway, we get into it, girl. Let's get into it. I'll do a part 2 if y'all interested, but this is the stuff I already had here to do part 1 with, so this is what we're working with. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with this Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. I have the shade number 21W. I have videos for just about everything I'm going to be talking about in this video, so if you're curious about the product, I'll try to remember to link it up above, or you can type whatever the product is into the search bar on my channel, and it should pop up. But back to this. So ranking from 1 to 10, I put this like at a 5 just because I don't necessarily like the formula of this. I don't like the way it necessarily looks on my skin on its own. If you all remember, when I did the video initially, I did really like the product, but like after like I had tried 4 more foundations after I had tried this, I wasn't really as impressed with it. But I feel like sometimes it's just like the name that's attached to a product that makes people love it so much, like because it's Makeup by Mario and he does Kim Kardashian's makeup and everybody's about the Kardashians, that it like just got clung onto and everybody liked it so much. Because I'm personally not a huge fan of this. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's great for a mixer for me, but it's personally just wearing it on its own. It's not one that I would reach for automatically to wear. Like, this is my mixer foundation, and I would repurchase it again and mix with other foundations till I run out, but after that it would kind of just be like no. So it's not a 10 for me, and to me it's not necessarily something that should have went viral. I mean, I know I was happy he came out with some complexion finally after all like the lip and blush and all that other stuff, but this one fell short for me. So not to mention there's an alternative drugstore one that you could buy that's only like under 20 bucks that does just as nice a job as his foundation. It does give you a little less coverage than his foundation, so if you want more coverage you should go with the Mario, but if you don't, you can pick up the Revlon. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's Revlon. It has the same ingredients his does, the squalene and something else. Again, I did a video comparing both of those. I'll try to remember to link it up above, but that's why it's a 5 for me and not a 10, because I'm like, it's okay, and then I can already get a dupe that is like less on top of it, so it's just not giving for me. That's the only complexion product I have right now, because like I said, this product, these bags have been sitting here for like 2 weeks for me to do this video, so Next I have the Kosas Glow IV Vitamin Enriched Skin Enhancer. So I have the shade Recharge. This is the sheer deep tan one. I really like to use this to mix into foundation, and I feel like if you like that your skin but better look to your face and you want to have like a glow from within situation, this would be nice, because the ones that are deeper skin tone, oddly enough, don't have any glitter in them. It's the ones that's sort of the fair, light, medium. They're the ones that have shimmer in it, but this one doesn't have shimmer in it. So if you really like products like this, let me put a little bit on my hand so you can get an idea of what it looks like. I'm gonna just do a little bit, not a lot, but it just blends into the skin really nicely. And y'all know from back in the day, if you oldie on my channel, that I used to love to use products like this. I would always blend something like this into my foundation to make me have that glow from within moment, because back when I started on YouTube, it was more like the matte life. People were loving the matte life, and I still like the matte life. I just like more of a satin matte life as opposed to, or a natural finish satin matte life. But as you can see, my hand just looks like it's glowing from within, so this is perfect if you're a person who likes to have a glow from within and you have nice skin. You can just put this on and go. So I would give this a 10. Like, it's definitely giving, at least for my skin tone. Now for the people of lighter skin tones, I feel like they might not necessarily give it a 10, because if you don't like that glittery effect of products on your face, then you wouldn't like this if you're a lighter skin tone than me, because they say there's glitter in the lighter ones. And I've heard that from all the people of lighter skin tones, and some of my skin tone, like Tina the Fancy Face said that the lighter ones had glitter, because I think she had swatched one that was one shade lighter than the one I have, but she ended up buying mine because it didn't have like the glitter effect to it. So I'd give that one a 10. Now let's get into some powders. So I'll start with the foundation powder. I have the Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Powder. This is the one they redid, so I have 4Y70. I think I bought a shade darker than the one I originally wore, just because they changed the numbering system of all of them to add neutral shades, so I didn't know which one I necessarily needed. And this one looked like it worked pretty well, and I bought it in the summertime too, so it's more of a summer shade for me, but it's okay because I have my older one that I can use as my winter shade, so it worked out fine. But I would definitely say this is a 10. It's just a little bit smoother than the original one. So if you have the original, don't feel like you have to rush out to get this unless you just want it to be that much more smoothing than the original one is. But I definitely give this a 10. I love Makeup Forever's matte products. I think they do a really good job with the matte velvet line. I'm not as crazy about the HD line, but I do actually like the new foundation and concealer they came out with in that line. A new concealer I tried today actually gives me similar vibes of that. It's just a little bit smoother. That's the one I have on right now, by the way. I'm wearing the new Gucci concealer in this video, along with the new Rose Ink foundation that they came out with, since they finally came out with foundation instead of that tint situation. But I hear that was a viral thing too. I don't know. I'm not really a skin tint girl, if you all did not know. But let's get into some powders now. Let me go get a new battery though, because it's blinking. It always wants to start blinking when I'm trying to film, and it's so annoying. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, so on to this powder. We have the UOMA Beauty Hydro Blast Finishing Powder. I have the shade Brown Sugar. That's the shade I wear in everything in UOMA Beauty. I wear brown sugar. This is what the powder looks like. So this powder is supposed to be similar to the Becca one, that's like really hydrating when you put it on the skin, and it feels like water when you press it in, and it definitely does. It definitely has that effect on the skin. I personally use this as a setting powder. I also use it as a finishing powder though, but as a general rule, the majority of the time I use this as a setting powder. I feel like this is a great product. It is genius. I was so glad I ended up getting my hands on it, because it is really, really, really nice. And I am thoroughly impressed. So I definitely give this a 10, because it's like, it goes on cooling on the skin. It sets the face really nicely. It finishes the skin off if you choose to do it that way very nicely. And I was just like, honey, okay, Miss UOMA Beauty, okay. Now, unfortunately, the owner of UOMA Beauty has sold the brand, and she's out here living her best life, which I'm not mad about. I think she said she'd been in the industry for like 20 or 30 years, and she finally wanted to take a break and just relax, and she's living her soft girl era, and I'm loving to watch it on Instagram. Love to see it, Miss Sharon C. So someone else bought both of her brands. I think they brought the one she has, UOMA Beauty by Sharon C, in Walmart and CVS as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I know she sold both the brands and she's not involved anymore. So I'm sad to see it, but you know, it's cool. Next, of course, y'all know I had to talk about this Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder in the shade Cherry Blossom. Now she's coming out with matte version. She's coming out with pressed versions of them. I do plan on getting the yellow version pressed underneath the eye, and we're gonna try them out together. But you know, I ended up getting the pink one just because like I knew it was gonna be mattifying and work on my skin nicely. So I just wanted to see how you know, how this color would look underneath my eyes. It did okay. I mean, it's not necessarily made for people my skin tone, so I can understand why I don't like it as much as other people do, but I still give this product a 10 and do think it's viral worthy just because it's a shade that's really popular right now, and the formula is amazing, and it's the same formula as it is in the shades that work for me better, like the shade Cunifer, and I wear the shade Cinnamon Bun on my face. So both of those work very nicely for some of my skin tone. This one doesn't work as nicely. Like I have to mix this in with Cunifer or mix it in with a beige tone powder for it to look better underneath my eye. But it's still a great cult classic product, and I would give it a 10. Okay, next I have my One Size Beauty. What is this powder called? It doesn't. One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. I have the shade Sweet Honey here. So I originally had the shade that worked for my skin tone. Then he came up with lighter shades like Sweet Honey. And this one and his pink one went viral. Like the pink one sold out. This one ended up selling out a little bit later. But honey, when Patrick makes a powder, you don't ask questions. You just buy it. Because you know Patrick's powder is going to be amazing. The one, this still doesn't tap the one he had with matte. But I feel like it's really, really close to where, like, if I run out of the MAC one, I'll be fine with just going ahead and repurchasing this one. I still have my MAC one because, honey, I was not playing. That powder was amazing. I didn't buy it back up like I should have, and I didn't want the huge one he came out with again in the second packaging for the holiday. But, honey, this powder is a great contender to his MAC powder, okay? So if you didn't get the MAC powder, it's okay to get this one. It'll be just as good. I definitely give that one a 10 because, honey, one thing Patrick can do for me, one thing Patrick can always do for me, he can make me a powder any day. So, yes, honey, Patrick's powder is giving, I'm living, and I will be continuing to purchase it. Thank you so much. Next one I have is the Nars Bay Soft Matte Enhanced Perfecting Powder. Now, I have the shade Bay. I don't know if this is necessarily a TikTok viral makeup product. I personally feel like I've heard people talking about it there. I don't really watch TikTok that much though, so I'm the wrong person to ask. As you can see, I'm starting to get pan in mind because I love this product. So during the sale, I'll probably pick up another one. Then again, I'm trying to debate because I have the Charlotte's Tilbury one for underneath the eyes as well, and then I have a lot of loose ones. But lately, I've been favoring like pressed ones. But since I'm gonna get the new Cunifer one, then maybe I should hold off on this. I don't know, but I love this powder. As you can see, it has quite the nice dent in it, and knowing me, I most likely will just go ahead and repurchase it, because you know when you like something, you like it. So to me, needless to say, this is definitely a 10. It goes smooth underneath the eyes and mattifies under there quite nicely. It does a good job of controlling oil on the cheek area, and my oily places are like across my nose and in this area right here. So it does a good job of controlling that. So I'm here for it. It's a vibe. Okay, y'all. So now let's get into some other ones I know for sure, most likely like really like viral products. Now this one was viral a little while ago, so I don't know if you should still count it. I'm gonna still count it though, obviously, because you know it's here, I'm here, we're all here. So this is the Juvia's Place Blush Rouge. I have shade volume 4. Of course, this is the one that went the most viral because it was the pink shade. The pink shades everybody is talking about and in love with. So I mixed these two shades together because obviously I can't just use this on its own, but I can use this one on its own. So what I'll do is I'll put this underneath and I'll put this one on top. So then that way the one on top is the one that you see most vibrantly the most, but I still got to use the other one and got some use out of it, because you know, for my skin tone, I need to, you know, I need both of them to work. So I just improvise and do what I need to do to make both of them work. I would definitely say this is a 10 out of 10 because this is a good affordable alternative to all the pink blushes that are out right now. Because I think this is $14 or $18 and you get 2 blushes, so it's like $9 per blush, which is a steal. So I definitely think that if you were interested in doing the pink blush thing and you didn't want to spend a lot of money, you should get this one, because y'all know Juvia's Place is always having a sale on their website, or you can use a coupon and also and still get this at a pretty decent deal. So I definitely recommend this. I do give this product a 10, and I do see why it's viral, because with all the pink makeup that's out here and all the pink blushes that everybody's coming out with every 5 minutes, it's good to have an affordable option to look into as opposed to having to have the more expensive option. So of course, y'all know we got to talk about the Dior Rosy Glow blushes. This is a shade Mahogany, so I brought the deepest shade with me, the one I use the least, so that way I could leave it for a while and not necessarily miss it. I love this one. To me, this is perfect for brown girls because you can use it as a bronzer and a blush when you're in a rush and you need to use as few products as possible, but you want to get out the door. This is definitely one for the brown girls that you can use because it gives a nice glow to it, but it still has a decent amount of pigmentation, so it'll look like you just mixed your highlighter and your blush together with your bronzer to create a look, and it'll still look like a bronzer. But it works well for some of my skin tone especially, so I definitely feel like this is one that all the brown girls need. You need to get Mahogany. If you're my skin tone or darker, you need to get Mahogany because you can have a blush and bronzer combination going on. And of course, I love these. I will say these are very hard pressed, so just keep that in mind when you're trying to pick up product. You're going to have to be swooshing that brush for a while. So that's why I'm going to have to give it like an 8 or a 9 instead of a 10, because it's like I need an easier way to pick it up. And I feel like these are so hardly pressed because of the insignia on them that it takes a little while to pick it up on the brush and build it up to your liking. But once you get there, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's definitely worth it. It's just you're gonna have to put it into work like you Rihanna or something, because it's not coming off easy. So it gets an 8 or a 9 for me, but it's definitely worth being viral just because they finally came out with colors that work for everybody instead of those 2 colors that only worked for fair to light skinned people. So shout out to them for like fixing that up and hooking that up, because when it came out I was like, oh, that's cute, but where are the rest of the shades? And then they came out with the coral one, and I bought the coral one because I felt like maybe that one would work a little bit better if I put it underneath like a deeper cream and set it on top. And it did, but it's nice to have ones that I don't have to do all the extra work with. I can just put it on my face and go. Next, we have the Haus Labs Color Fuse Blushes. This is Dragon Fruit Days. I always want to say haze, but this is what she looks like. Of course, it's another one of those viral pink blushes. I have this one, and then I have, I forgot the name of the purple, Lavender Blonde, I believe it's called. Sorry. And then I have like the red one. I don't know where the yarn come from. I really didn't. Sorry. But yeah. So then I have 3 shades. I want to get some more shades because I really like the formula of this, and I really like the colors that go along with it. And I understand why this is a viral product, because it's like a little bit more pigmented than normal blushes, so you don't have to pat into it as long, but you just have to keep a light hand with it if you are going to use it, because I feel like some of the shades are more pigmented than others and you can easily get carried away. So that's the only thing about this that you need to be mindful of. But I would say this is definitely a 10. It has a nice formula. It has a good variation of colors when they first came out. they added that purple color because the pink and purple colors are really popular right now. So she's staying on trend and on brand with stuff. It's way better than when it first came out with Amazon. When it first came out with Amazon, I literally bought nothing. Like, I think I bought it when it went 50% off before they started coming to Sephora. And I do really like the lip liner she came out with there, so I'm hoping she'll bring that lip liner formula back because it was really, really nice and creamy, and that's the one I still wear every day even though she doesn't make it anymore. So next, of course, y'all know the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blushes were going to be in this because, you know, Patrick Ta, anything he does, I feel like it goes viral. And it's, you know, a viral makeup product and all that. So, of course, I had to show none other than what? The pink shade. So, this is She's Giving. The one I feel like is the most popular, though, is She's Wanted, which I didn't expect it to be because, you know, everybody's about the pink. So, I figured people would be excited to get a pink from him. But She's Wanted, like, when I gave y'all the video and tried to link it below if anybody wanted to purchase it, like, they did not even have it in stock at Sephora. Like, it was gone. And I was like, ooh, child, what in the world? So I didn't get to link that shade down below for you all, but I've linked everything else including this one. And honey, y'all know I'm loving these. Y'all know this is a 10 for me. I own every Patrick Ta blush there is that works for my skin tone, so I think it's only like 2 that I don't own because all the other ones do work for me. And honey, yes, Patrick is giving. I'm living. The pigmentation on his blushes is amazing. I feel like the powder pigmentation is pretty nice, and then when you put the cream on top, it just gives that extra dewy glow. My whole thing is, if you're gonna wear these in the summertime, just make sure your hair is down because you don't want your hair sticking to your blush because he makes you put the cream on top of the powder. Or you can do it the opposite way. You don't have to necessarily do it that way, but I found that doing it that way does give that extra beautiful glow that you see in his promos and all that. And then when you do it the opposite way, I feel like it doesn't give the same effect. So that's just something to keep in mind. But of course, this is a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10. Patrick Ta is a 10. It's rarely anything I don't like from Patrick. Patrick just does an amazing job. So let's get this one cream bronzer out the way. Now I know this is definitely kind of old, but I feel like it got made reviral, if that makes sense, when she came up with new shades. So this is the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. I have the shade Full of Life. That's the one that works best for my skin tone. This is the deepest. This is the second to deepest one she has. So this one has more red undertone. The one that's after this one, it has a more neutral undertone, but it's quite deep for some of my skin tones. So I was kind of just like, I want her to make one in between this one and that one that gives more of a like yellowish or more of like a contourish, neutralish type undertone to it. Because the reason I'm not necessarily a fan of this one, and I told y'all before, like, it's because it has a red undertone to it. Because the formula is really nice. It's easy to put on. It's easy to blend out. Like, everything about it is wonderful except for the color. Like, I'm not crazy about a red bronzer. So the only time I really use this is in the summertime. And I've actually used up before, which is why you saw that one was new. I ended up getting it because I think she had a sale on her website that was better than Sephora. And it's not that I don't like the product. It's not like I can't use it in the summertime. So I'm like, when summertime comes again, then I'll most likely reach for this one. Right now, I've been reaching for the Westman Atelier one since I got the darkest shade she has now. And I feel like it does better than the other one I had from the sample set I got for a couple years ago that she had. So, you know, this is great. This is definitely a 10. I like the fact that she added more colors for other skin tones, because I think she only had like, didn't she have like 3 or maybe 4 originally? And now I think there's like 6 of them or something like that. So I appreciate her adding more shades and catering to more skin tones, and that's definitely a 10 because the formula on that is absolutely amazing. Okay, let's get into this Give Beauty by Gwen Stefani. I've heard lots of people talking about these, and I feel like that's what makes it viral. Lots of people talking about using it. So we're gonna start off with the cream bronzer. It's called Pick It Up Cream Contour and Bronze Powder Duo. I have the shade Heat Wave. That's the deepest one she has. As you can see, mine has been well loved. Can you see the dent in that cream right there? What I will say is I don't like the fact that they're like so close together and the pan isn't that wide. I feel like for the cream bronzer it needs to be wider because lots of people's brushes are going to be bigger to get into the cream. So that's the only real issue I have with this. And I feel like she needs like one more deeper shade. I feel like they always forget about the deep and deep dark categories, because I feel like this is fine for me, but if anybody darker than me tries to use this, they can't. Like, Too Much Mouth can't use this. Nimitane can't use this. Cocoa Swatches can't use this. Like, any YouTuber who's darker than I am, I feel like can't use this cream bronzer. Sorry, cream contour and bronzer duo. So it's like, I feel like they need to start making at least 4 as opposed to just making like a fair light, a light medium, and then like a tan, like dark situation, because I feel like that's all this is. Like, for example, I don't know which one Karen Harris would be able to buy if she had to buy one of these, because it's like I feel like they only have, I think, like 3 or 4, and this is the deepest one. So I guess you'd have to buy the one before this that would be for medium tan. But it's just like, I feel like after all this time we still are lacking when it comes to the darker category, because there's only one, and that works for me. If you're darker than me, you can't use it. And you know, people have been saying it forever, but it's like it's going unheard, or we're just choosing not to listen. I don't know what's going on, but they need to come out with like 5. You need to have your fair to light, your light to medium, your medium to tan, and tan to deep, and then like deep to dark. So actually that would be like 6, because I feel like the fair people get left out a lot of the time too, and they're just supposed to try to make light work, or like put a whitening pigment in it to make it work. And it's like they shouldn't have to do that either. Like it should be equal across both sides. The really light people should have something, and the really dark people should have something too. So they need to be working on their job. Anyway, I would give that product a 10 out of 10 though, because the formula on it is really nice. It's not an exceptional or anything. It's just for a new brand. I feel like everything I've tried from her I like, and it's rare that everything you try from a new brand that you like. So that's why I'm personally giving it a 10. And I was hesitant to try it because I was like, is this just a crash grab thing? Like, she see all the other celebrities making makeup brands. She was like, I'm going to do it too type thing. Or is it like she's actually going to care and put effort into it? And I feel like she actually cares and puts effort into it. Because like I said, every single thing I have tried, I like. So next we have these Feeling Cheeky Amplified Blush Duo. So this shade is Ex-Girlfriend. And this is Honeymoon Phase. And then I have one more called Crushing. And when the sale comes, if she comes up with any more colors by then, I will buy some more. That's how much I like them. I like the fact that she did a twist on it, because I thought this was just going to be a cream like everybody else has been doing. But no, this is a glowy blush at the top. And then this is more of your matte powder blush. So I like the fact that she's taking a twist on the way Patrick Ta does it and switching it around a little bit. She's giving you a shimmery blush instead of like a glowy one. So you don't have to worry about that issue I talked about with the Patrick Ta ones, where like you put the cream on top and then your hair is sticking to your face. You don't have to worry about that. Not that it's like too sticky to that point, but you know, like that's something you do have to think about with his, whereas with these you don't. I feel like she has a nice amount of colors as well. She picked some really popular colors, like of course this pink and this purple. Those are the ones I showed in particular because I feel like they're popular. But I think she has like a deep berry one if I remember correctly, and then there's more like a neutrally-ish brown one, kind of like the mahogany I showed you from Dior a little bit ago. So I'm liking the fact that she has like a good variety of shades. The fact that she took the route of more of a shimmery blush to be unique from the crowd, that where everybody's doing cream and powder. So I give that a 10 as well, because like I said, for a new brand, everything she's come out with that I have tried I actually like. And I know she has a few more things. Like I really love her liquid lipsticks. I think those are nice. I like her bullet lipsticks. I think those are nice. I like her lip glosses. I think those are nice. So everything I have tried from the brand I like. Her mascara is really good. So I'm telling y'all, like everything I have tried, I'm just like, yes, give it to me. I want it. I'm actually going to have that gift set from her in the cart with her mascara and the eyeliner, because I have not tried the eyeliner yet. But I'm like, I feel like I'll like it since I like her mascara. So I was willing to take the risk, because they're both 2 full-size products. So to me, that was a steal as well. The last thing we have from Give Beauty is the Check My Glow Multi-Dimensional Illuminating Highlighter. This is the shade Homegrown Glow. This is the one I wanted the most. She had one that was more for my skin tone, you know, like the bronzy default highlighters everybody makes for my skin tone, in order for you to try their formula because it works best with your skin tone. I liked this one because it was giving more of a peachy-ish type gold reflect to it, and that's my personal favorite type of highlighter. I don't necessarily like the bronze. I like the bronze in the summertime when I'm trying to be a bronze glowing goddess, but it's like otherwise I usually go for a more peachy golden highlighter than a bronze highlighter. So this was the one that interested me, and I actually thought it looked pretty nice. I'll give y'all a swatch real quick. And to me, it kind of reminded me of the shimmery Bobby Brown bricks though, or shimmer brick, I think that's what it's called, because you know the little tile with her initials spelled in it and all that. But this is the highlighter, what it looks like. See, it's just giving like a nice peachy champagne-ish glow from within type vibe, which I was here for. It was a vibe. It's a really nice highlighter. I actually use this one pretty regularly. I rotate between this, the Natasha Denona one from that came out with the mini pastel palette, and then the new Guerlain one when I just want a simple gold, when I don't want to have to dig my collection. So I need to do a shop my stash and rotate it out. But that gets a 10 out of 10 as well, just because like I said, I have been thoroughly impressed with everything I've tried from this brand. And again, it's not because it's just so exceptionally wonderful and amazing. It's just more of, like I said, because they're new and I'm liking everything I'm trying, that's what's impressing me about it. Next I have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter. This is Pillow Talk Glow. Y'all know she make 500 things in Pillow Talk. Everything she makes has to have the Pillow Talk with it. So, you know, I had to include the Pillow Talk because she's all about the Pillow Talk life. So, I like these highlighters. I don't know that I necessarily am super crazy about them. It has a nice formula. I do like the formula on every highlighter I have tried from her brand. This is what Pillow Talk Glow looks like. It's giving more of the like rosy, frosty, rose gold type feel to it. I usually like to mix this with another highlighter you'll see in a second, but I think the formula on these is nice. Now, is the price point worth it to me? No. With this cheap packaging, you can hear it rattling around. I do not think the price point on this is worth it by a long shot. However, I can understand why this went viral, because she came out with a decent amount of shades in the highlighter initially when she came out with it. And she's usually known for not coming out with as inclusive amount of shades when it comes to stuff, or undertones being weird on stuff when it comes to people my skin tone. So I can understand why this went viral, because it's like for once people felt like she made enough colors for all the skin tones and it worked for everybody. And it's a really nice formula. I just don't agree with the price point on this. I don't think it's worth the price point it is, but everything else about it is nice. So I guess I'll give it like an 8 or a 9, because for once she did come pretty inclusive with everything she did with it, as opposed to it being more catered toward lighter skin tones like she likes to do, like with them face palettes. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother rant. We're just gonna leave it where it is. But next we have the highlighters from Rare Beauty that I have the shade Mesmerize with me. I have one other shade that works better for my skin tone, but I like rose gold highlighters, and the fact that she came out with a rose gold highlighter, I had to try it out just because, you know, it was rose gold. I couldn't help myself. So I usually put this highlighter on top of the one at the top, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Glow. I usually put both of these together just because I like the more sheeny, glittery effect that I feel like the Rare Beauty one gives. Matter of fact, let me swatch it on my fingers so y'all can see what I'm talking about. See, them together, I feel like just gives a more impactful glow, and I feel like it looks a little bit nicer. So I really like the Rare Beauty highlighters. I understand why they are viral like they are. First of all, because it's Selena Gomez. That's first of all. But second of all, it's a really nice soft formula that gives you a high shine, like reflective glow on the cheeks. So I understand why they're really popular, and yeah, I would definitely give them a 10, because she made a really soft, nice, smooth, glittery formula that doesn't have like a lot of glitter particles sitting on your face like some of them do. It's not like the Fenty ones by Rihanna, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Rihanna. It's just that has a lot of like chunky, glittery reflex in it, and everybody doesn't necessarily like that. So that's why I'm like, you know, that's why I named it the way I named it. Next, we're gonna get into some lips. We're gonna end on, matter of fact, no, let's do the eye. Let's put the mascara really quick. I could do a separate one just on eyeshadow palettes that I feel like went viral. If you're interested, comment down below. But this is the Tower 28. What's the name of this mascara? Make Waves mascara. I have the shade Jet, which is the black one. This stuff definitely should have gone viral. Like, when the sale comes on, I'm buying another one of these. This mascara is amazing. This is one of my favorite mascaras to use. I think that they did an excellent job with this. Like, I was miserable not having this to put on my eyes for the last couple of weeks because it was sitting in this bag just to give you all this review. So it's definitely a 10. The 10 is a 10 is a 10. I'm here for it. It's a vibe. I love this mascara. Like, this is easily one of my all-time favorite mascaras that I have tried. And it's definitely a 10. So this definitely gets a 10 for going viral. It shouldn't went viral because, honey, it was making waves. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, moving on. So next we're going to go into these Patrick Ta lip glosses. Again, it's Patrick Ta, so of course it automatically just went viral because it was Patrick Ta. These are the Major Volume Plumping Glosses. Now, I have an unpopular opinion. I do not like these. I do not like these mascaras. I mean, Jesus, these lip glosses. I don't know what it is. And I thought I was going to like the shade Superficial. This one right here, the beige one. I thought this was going to be like a staple go-to one for me. But I am actually not a fan of this lip gloss. I don't know what's wrong or why I don't like it, but I'm just not a fan of that one. Then I have this one called 2cc's. I like this one a little bit better. Like, I'm going to put this one on now to, you know, give y'all an example of it. And I actually have on one of his lipsticks right now. I have on his liquid lipstick in the shade Flushed. But I'm going to put this on. It has a weird cinnamon smell to it. I think it's just I don't like plumping glosses. Because I feel like if he had made these regular glosses, I would have liked them a whole lot better. But I think it's the fact that they're plumping glosses. Because his original glosses with the shimmer in them, I like those so much better than I like these. So these to me aren't worth being viral. But then again, I don't really need to like do any lip plumping. So that could be another reason why I don't like it. But I just don't. These are the one of the Patrick Ta things that I don't like. So it's not worth being viral to me. I give it maybe a 5 to be nice. That's because I do like the colors he chose, but I'm just not feeling the whole plumping of it all. Next, we have Makeup by Mario and his Moisture Glow lip glosses. So Moisture Glow plumping lip colors. Y'all know I love these to death. I love all these. I know a lot of people weren't crazy about them because they said they look streaky on them. I didn't have that issue. This is the shade Barely Pink. When the sale comes, I'm going to buy the rest of the shades that I need because, honey, this is a staple. And when winter comes, I will definitely be wearing these more than I did in the summertime because I like to keep my hair down. And y'all know the wind be blowing through the windows and your hair gets stuck to your lips, and that's not cute. But now that fall is here, winter's here, honey, I'm gonna have every shade he makes except Poppy, because Poppy is the one everybody complained about being streaky as a whole. And I have a similar shade named Poppy in a form I'm about to talk about in a second, so I don't need to grab Poppy. But honey, yes, those are a 10. You need them. They are a 10. Next, I have the Tarte Maracuja lip plumping lip glosses or lipsticks or whatever these are called. This is the shade, matter of fact, this is the shade I was talking about, Poppy. So this is why I don't need the shade I just talked to you about. These look gorgeous on the lips. I was hesitant to get them, but when they was 50% off during the 21 days of beauty in the springtime, I went ahead and grabbed them. So this is what it looks like. See how it looks really similar to that other shade I talked about from Makeup by Mario? This is why I won't be getting it, because it's this in a stick. Like I was saying, the formula on these is really, really nice. It's a nice soft formula, but it gives you like that white, nice wet look to the lips, but it's not really sticky like some glosses can be, like the one I have on now, the Patrick Ta, that we just put on together. But yeah, so I understand why people like this formula, because at first I was like, it just looks like it's like a lip balm stick or something like that. And I wasn't necessarily crazy about trying it because, you know, it's Tarte and they're known for not really being inclusive to people who look like me. So I was like, But like I said, it was 50% off. I went ahead and tried it out, and I was actually quite impressed with it. So I was like, okay. So I definitely understand why everybody likes them so much now, and why they make so many and so many different formulas and all that, because people really like it as a whole. And I'll go ahead and give it a 10 just because they have a nice color range. It's a nice formula, and you know, it does a good job when it comes to wear, because I thought it wasn't going to wear that long on the lips because of the type of formula it was, but it actually wore quite longer than I expected. So I was like, okay. So she gets a 10, believe it or not. Next, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. What are these lip things called? Lip tint and or lip blur in the shade Honey Blur. Now, if y'all remember, I told you I feel like this is a shade that would work best for my skin tone because it has that peachy type undertone to it. And it with the Makeup by Mario lip gloss in the shade Baby Coral, I feel like these would look great together. So this is what the shade looks like. It's darker than I expected it to be once I got it in, just like I had told you all. But the formula on this is really nice. I mean, I'm not obsessed with it. I like the way that it shears out once you put it on the lips with a lip liner, and it looks really nice with the lip gloss like I thought. So I'll go ahead and give it like a 9 out of 10 just because I feel like I had to put in extra work to get it to look the way I wanted it to look. Just me putting it on its own and being able to leave the house is not giving the look that I was expecting and wanted it to give. So that's why it gets a 9 out of 10, because I still have to put in extra work. But the formula is nice. She has a nice shade range of colors. I was thinking about getting another shade after I swatch it in store and see how it actually looks on me. But I would purchase them again. It's a nice moussey type formula that looks really nice on the lips and wears pretty well considering it's a lip blur. So it gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, we got one more lip product and then I'm gonna end on a fragrance, believe it or not. So next we have the Fenty Beauty. What are these? The Velvet Liquid Lipsticks. I have the shade, of course, the MVP. This is the one that I wear the most. I love the formula on these. The only thing is, like, because of the type of formula it is, you know, like, it could smudge and it doesn't really fully dry down. So that's just what you have to keep in mind when it comes to this product. But this is what it looks like. It's just like a classic red. Y'all know Brianna loves her red lipstick. So every line of lipstick she comes out with, there is a red. Which I ain't mad at her, girl. I like a red lip from time to time too, depending on how the eye look is looking or how the makeup is looking. I might just want the red look to add extra pop of oomph when I don't have time to pop and make the eyes look the way they do now. So I understand, girl. I get it. I am a fan of that liquid lipstick formula. I'm a fan of her original liquid lipstick formula. The only lipsticks I don't like, believe it or not, are like the bullet ones. Those new bullet ones she came out with where you had to pay the extra money for the separate component and all that. Those are the ones I like the least. It's not the formula is bad. It's just compared to her other formulas, I feel like her other formulas are better than that. So I personally am not a fan of that set. But otherwise, you know, it's cute. She's cute. I'll give it a 10 easily just because I like the formula. I like the color range she came out with. And I love the way it wears on lips. Even though it doesn't fully set down, it still doesn't like wear off quickly and easily. and that's where it is for me. So the last product I have to talk about, I know people were talking about this on TikTok a while ago. I've been using this fragrance for like a couple of years, so I guess they kind of late to the game, but you know, at least they showed up. This is Lake and Sky 1111. As you can see, I love mine because there's only like that much left. Yeah, that's how much is left out of this whole container, because I love Lake and Sky 1111. Like, y'all don't even understand. That is one of my go-to fragrances, like one of my all-time favorite fragrances. You can buy it at Ulta. I know what is it, the TJ Maxx addict lady who posts on Instagram, she had posted that she had found Lake and Sky 1111 at TJ Maxx, and I was like, what TJ Maxx were you at? Because mine doesn't have it. I've only had the rollerball. I hear the oil though is better than the actual fragrance spray, so I've only had the rollerball, and I probably will continue to buy the rollerball because I'm hearing that the fragrance doesn't smell as good, but that fragrance is amazing. Like, oh my goodness. Like, the first time I smelled it, some girl had gave it to me for free when I bought something from her on Macari, and I was like, I mean on Poshmark, and I was like, the best thing I have ever gotten. I was just like, yes. I was so excited about that fragrance. That's still one of my all-time top 10 fragrances. I kind of want to do a video on my top 10 fragrances and explain why I like which ones I like and why I've used as much of them as I have used. But those are all things I had to talk about today. Needless to say, that fragrance is a 10. So the majority of the stuff, I agree with the people about things being viral and why they're viral. But a couple of them I just didn't. Like what's on my lips right now, I still don't necessarily like this. I feel like the gloss, like, y'all see that how it like cakes up in the corners of my mouth? That's another reason I don't like it, because it cakes up in here, and that's not cute either. So that's another reason I don't like it, in addition to like the tingling properties, because it's plumping and I don't necessarily need a plumping gloss for my lips. So yeah, the majority of things I agree with people. So like, I guess that means that the collective, we all like have similar tastes in things, because I liked the majority of things I talked to you about. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful if you were looking at these viral things and wanted to know my opinion, since I don't usually, like, you know, do the TikTok things and talk about viral things that often. So I hope this was helpful to someone. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.